our hearts beat.
Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you're there? Or maybe you've misplaced your keys for the third time this week, and it's starting to feel like your memory just isn't what it used to be. If you're nodding along, you're not alone. As we get older, those little memory slips can become more frequent, and it's easy to chalk it up to just aging. But what if I told you that some everyday habits might be making those brain fog moments worse? And that something as simple and relaxing as soaking in a hot tub could help turn things around? I'm so excited to dive into this with you today because memory is one of those things we all treasure. Whether it's remembering your grandkids' latest soccer game or keeping track of your favorite recipe, a sharp mind makes life so much richer. In this video, we're going to explore 4 bad habits that can harm your memory, especially as we hit our 50s and beyond, and how something as enjoyable as a hot tub can help fix them. Yes, you heard that right. Hot tubs aren't just for relaxation. They can be a game changer for your brain health too. So, grab a cozy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get started. First, let's talk about one of the biggest culprits when it comes to memory trouble: stress. You know that feeling when life just piles up? Maybe it's worrying about family, juggling bills, or even those little daily frustrations like traffic or a long to-do list. Stress doesn't just make you feel frazzled, it actually messes with your brain. When you're stressed, your body pumps out a hormone called cortisol. In small doses, cortisol is fine, but when it's constantly flooding your system, it can damage the hippocampus, that part of your brain responsible for storing and recalling memories. Imagine your brain like a library. Too much stress is like someone coming in and scattering the books, making it harder to find what you need. I remember chatting with my friend Linda, who's in her early 60s. She was telling me how she kept forgetting appointments and even struggled to recall names at her book club. She said, "I'm just so stressed all the time. Between helping my daughter with the kids and keeping up with the house, my brain feels like it's on overload." Sound familiar? The good news is, there's a way to dial down that stress, and this is where hot tubs come in. Soaking in warm water is like hitting the reset button for your nervous system. The heat and buoyancy lower cortisol levels, helping your body and mind relax. Studies have shown that regular relaxation practices can improve memory by giving your brain a break from that constant stress overload. Picture yourself sinking into a hot tub, the warm water bubbling around you, and all those worries just melting away. It's not just a treat. It's like giving your brain a big, soothing hug. Now, let's move on to another habit that's probably sneaking up on you more than you realize: poor sleep. How many nights have you spent tossing and turning? Or maybe you fall asleep fine, but wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind racing? If you're over 50, you might have noticed sleep isn't as easy as it used to be. And here's the kicker: lack of quality sleep is one of the worst things for your memory. When you sleep, your brain is busy sorting through the day's information, filing away important memories, and clearing out the mental clutter. Without enough deep sleep, it's like your brain's filing cabinet gets jammed, and things start slipping through the cracks. Take my neighbor Tom, for example. He's 58, loves his morning walks, but he was struggling with remembering simple things like where he parked his car at the grocery store. He told me, "I'm lucky if I get 5 hours of sleep a night. I just can't seem to stay asleep." That's when I suggested he try unwinding in his hot tub before bed. Hot tubs aren't just about relaxing in the moment. They can actually improve your sleep quality. The warm water raises your body temperature, and when you step out, the gradual cooling mimics the natural drop in body temperature that signals it's time to sleep. Research backs this up. A study from the University of Texas found that a warm bath or hot tub soak an hour or 2 before bed helped people fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. And deeper sleep means your brain has more time to organize those memories, so you're less likely to forget where you parked or what you needed at the store. So, we've talked about how stress and poor sleep can fog up your memory, and how a hot tub can help clear things up by lowering cortisol and improving sleep. These are such practical ways to start taking care of your brain. And the best part is, they're enjoyable too. But there's more to this story. There are a couple of other habits that might be quietly sabotaging your memory, and some really cool ways hot tubs can step in to help. Let's keep going and explore what's next, because you're going to love how simple these fixes can be. So, we've been chatting about how stress and poor sleep can really cloud up your memory, and how a hot tub can be this amazing tool to help clear the fog. It's pretty incredible to think something so relaxing can do so much for your brain, isn't it? Now, let's keep this conversation going because there are a couple more habits that might be tripping up your memory. And trust me, you're going to love how a hot tub can step in to help with these too. Let's dive into the next big memory saboteur: lack of physical activity. I know. Sometimes the idea of exercise feels like just another thing to add to an already busy day. But here's the thing: staying active isn't just about keeping your body strong. It's like a workout for your brain too. When you move your body, even in simple ways, you're boosting blood flow to your brain, which delivers oxygen and nutrients that help keep your memory sharp. Without regular movement, your brain can start to feel sluggish, like a car that's been sitting in the garage too long. Research shows that people over 50 who don't get enough physical activity are at a higher risk for memory problems, because inactivity can shrink the parts of your brain that handle learning and recall. I was talking to my friend Susan, who's 62, and she mentioned how she used to love gardening, but had gotten out of the habit. She noticed she was forgetting little things, like where she put her gardening gloves, or what she needed to buy for her flower beds. She said, "I just don't have the energy to move around like I used to." That's when I suggested she try using her hot tub as a way to ease into more activity. You might be thinking, wait, a hot tub? Isn't that for sitting still? But hear me out. Hot tubs can actually be a fantastic way to get your body moving gently. The warm water loosens up stiff joints and muscles, making it easier to do some light stretches or even simple water exercises right in the tub. Think about gentle arm circles or leg lifts while you're soaking. It's low impact, feels great, and gets that blood flowing. Plus, the heat from the water increases circulation, which is like giving your brain a nutrient-packed smoothie. Susan started doing 10 minutes of easy stretches in her hot tub a few times a week, and she told me she's not only feeling more limber, but also noticing she's remembering things better, like her grocery list without needing to check it twice. Now, let's talk about another habit that's probably sneaking into your daily routine without you even realizing it: social isolation. As we get older, it's easy to spend more time alone, especially if kids have moved out, you're retired, or you're just not getting out as much. Maybe you're spending more evenings watching TV instead of catching up with friends or joining a community group. But here's why this matters for your memory. Your brain thrives on social connection. Talking, laughing, and sharing stories with others is like a gym session for your mind. It keeps your cognitive skills sharp and helps build new neural pathways. Studies have found that people over 50 who don't stay socially active are more likely to experience memory decline because your brain needs that stimulation to stay in top shape. Take my Uncle Ray, for example. He's 67, and after he retired, he started spending a lot of time at home by himself. He'd always been so quick with jokes and stories, but he admitted to me that he was struggling to remember names or details from conversations. He said, "I just don't see people as much anymore, and it feels like my brain's getting rusty." That's when I suggested he invite a few friends over to share his hot tub. Hot tubs are like a natural gathering spot. They create this cozy, inviting vibe that makes it easy to connect. Ray started hosting little hot tub evenings with his buddies, where they'd soak, chat about old times, and even play some music. He told me it's been a game changer. Not only is he happier, but he's also noticing his memory feels sharper, like he's recalling stories and names more easily. There's science behind this too. The relaxation from the hot tub lowers stress, which we know helps memory, and the social time stimulates your brain, keeping it active and engaged. Plus, who doesn't love an excuse to catch up with friends in a warm, bubbly hot tub? So, we've covered how a lack of physical activity and social isolation can quietly harm your memory, and how hot tubs can help by encouraging gentle movement and creating opportunities for connection. It's amazing how something as simple as a soak can have such a big impact, right? But we're not done yet. There's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's going to tie everything together beautifully. Let's keep this going and see how we can make your brain even stronger. All right, we've been on quite a journey together, haven't we? We've talked about how stress, poor sleep, lack of movement, and social isolation can sneak up and fog up your memory, and how a hot tub, yes, that warm, bubbly oasis, can help clear things up in such a simple, enjoyable way. Now, let's wrap this up with one final habit that might be holding your brain back, and I promise, the hot tub fix for this one is going to feel like the cherry on top. Plus, we'll tie everything together so you can walk away feeling inspired to keep your mind sharp and your days joyful. So let's dive into the last habit that's probably affecting your memory more than you think: neglecting mental stimulation. You know how they say, use it or lose it? That's so true for your brain. If you're not challenging your mind regularly, it's like letting a muscle go unused. It starts to weaken. For those of us over 50, it's easy to fall into routines where we're not pushing our brains to learn new things. Maybe you're sticking to the same old crossword puzzle every morning, or rewatching familiar shows instead of trying something new. While there's comfort in routine, your brain craves variety to stay sharp. Without new challenges, the neural connections that support memory can start to fade, making it harder to recall names, dates, or even those little details from your day. I was chatting with my cousin Diane, who's 65, and she mentioned how she used to love painting, but hadn't picked up a brush in years. She noticed she was struggling to remember things like her neighbor's birthday or the plot of a book she just read. She said, "I feel like my brain's stuck in a rut." That's when I suggested she use her hot tub time as a way to spark some mental creativity. Now, you might be wondering, how does a hot tub help with mental stimulation? Here's the magic. Soaking in a hot tub creates this perfect, relaxed state where your mind is free to wander and think creatively. It's like a mini vacation for your brain, away from distractions. Diane started bringing a waterproof notebook to her hot tub sessions, jotting down ideas for new painting projects, or even just daydreaming about stories she wanted to write. She told me that those quiet, warm moments in the tub helped her feel more inspired, and she's noticed her memory improving, like she's recalling details from conversations more easily. There's science behind this too. Relaxation boosts neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to form new connections. So, while you're soaking, try thinking about a new hobby you want to pick up, like learning a few phrases in a new language or planting a garden. It's like giving your brain a fun little workout without even leaving the tub. Now, let's bring this all together. We've covered 4 habits that can harm your memory: letting stress pile up, skimping on sleep, moving too little, and isolating yourself socially. And then there's this last one: not giving your brain enough new challenges. The beautiful thing is, a hot tub can help with every single one of these. It lowers stress by calming your nervous system, improves sleep by helping you relax before bed, encourages gentle movement through stretches or water exercises, creates opportunities for social connection with friends or family, and now, as we just talked about, sparks mental creativity by giving you a peaceful space to think and dream. Isn't it amazing how one simple tool can do so much for your brain and your happiness? Here's the best part. You don't need to overhaul your life to see a difference. Start small. Maybe try a 15-minute soak a few times a week. Using that time to unwind, do a few gentle stretches, or even invite a friend over to chat. If you don't have a hot tub, no worries. Check out local community centers or gyms that might have one, or even try a warm bath with the same principles. The key is to make relaxation and connection a regular part of your routine. Over time, those little moments add up, and you'll likely notice your memory feeling sharper, your mood lifting, and your days feeling fuller. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you're going to try to keep your brain sharp? Maybe it's soaking in a hot tub, picking up a new hobby, or calling a friend to catch up. Share your ideas or experiences below, because we're all in this together, and your story might inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps spread the word. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more tips to live your best, most vibrant life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Here's to keeping our minds sharp, our hearts full, and our days filled with joy, no matter our age. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, take care and keep shining.
We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she